Hello, everyone, and welcome in for your daily card pull. Today is Thursday, August 17th, and we're going to see what messages are coming through from God, from Spirit, the Divine for you. Yesterday was the new moon, and that was the new moon in Leo, so hopefully everyone did well with that. Maybe get that burst of creative energy to start something new. The next big thing that's on the horizon, though, is that Mercury in retrograde that's happening on the 23rd. So for a couple days leading into that, you'll also be starting to feel that energy. So just as a heads up, and that's something, take extra time to meditate, take some extra time to ground yourself and really work on self-care during that time, since I know that can be a tough time for people. But let's go ahead and jump in with our earth signs and see what message is coming through for you. So this is our Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right. Strength. So you may be facing some challenges or some sort of a crossroad where there's decisions that need to be made, or if it's just a regular, or I'm not going to say regular challenge, but maybe there's something that you've been working on for a long time and you're at that point of, do I give up on it? Do I just kind of throw in the towel, or do I keep going? So you're being called upon to find that inner strength and listen to your intuition. All right, your Gaia card, rising above, clarity, freedom, solution. So if you have been in a situation where there's something that you've been struggling with, a situation, if it's a crossroads type of situation, and you just don't know which direction to go, this card is about finding that clarity and that freedom and that solution, and rising above whatever the low vibration issue is that's keeping you out of alignment. And let's see what's coming through on your soul journey card. Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. So this kind of goes along with that strength card. When I was saying, maybe you've been on a path for a while and, you feel like you're losing steam, that's that reminder that perseverance is necessary. Sometimes the paths end up being longer than we would like them to be. All right, let's take a look at our light worker card and see what comes up for you for light worker. Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So some of that, when you're putting all of it together, some of these soul contracts that you have, especially if it's like past life karma that you're clearing, those become very tough and heavy burdens and situations that you're dealing with. So it's usually not something where, you have all this past life karma and, I had a really tough month this month. Usually it's a much longer, drawn out situation that you're having to address or balance or deal with. And that takes a lot of strength to do it. So if you're in a situation where, if there was bad family dynamics and maybe you've been dealing with really, really tough situations within your family, some of that could be past life karma that you're working on clearing. So those take a lot of perseverance and a lot of strength to be able to clear those out. So this message of, rising above for clarity and freedom, make sure you're not getting sucked into the way you've always done it, because if you're falling back into the way you've always done it and you're still in that situation, it's because that's not really the right way out of it, even if the alternative seems like it's tougher. So that was for our earth signs. Next, we'll move on to our water signs, so our Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and let's see what's coming through for you for today. The Empress. So your Empress energy, this is that creativity, that, kind of connecting with nature and abundance and divinity, or femininity, and really standing in kind of like that goddess type of energy. Ooh. And for our jumper card, we had Night Wind, facing fear, subconscious release, and healing. And I'll go ahead and pull another one since that was a jumper card as well. So, that Empress card is about kind of standing in your feminine power and, not dimming your light, not making yourself small just to make other people more comfortable. let's pull Ganesha, clearing away obstacles, protection and guidance. So that was your card pull. And some of it in terms of clearing away obstacles is, really standing in that Empress goddess type of energy and not letting yourself be pushed energetically by other people who are pushing you down the wrong path. All right. And your soul journey card is growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. And that's something that being mindful and like standing in your own power helps you achieve that growth, because you're the one leading the ship, versus if you're too, accommodating and, you want to go with the flow and you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, you're not really leading your own ship. It's more like you're just a passenger in your life and you're letting other people lead your life for you. All right, light worker card. The ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. And so that, especially with growth, because sometimes or oftentimes growth can be a challenging experience. It can be kind of painful. And so remembering that things are happening for you, not to you, can be really helpful. I mean, when you're having a down day, sometimes it's hard to remember that, but as best you can remind yourself that it's happening for you. There's a lesson here somewhere for you to be able to grow and move past whatever your current struggle is. That sometimes can help. All right, let's take a look at the air signs and see what's in store for our Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The Emperor. So the Emperor energy, this is kind of that strong masculine energy. So leadership, you're driven, you're a powerful person. So it's a little bit more in the head space than the heart space, but you're still standing in your own power. You're still, and you had a jumper card here, adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. And that, when you put the two of those together with the Emperor energy with adversity, it's kind of that recommendation that your way through your challenge isn't necessarily that the heart loving, nurturing energy. You may need stronger, more determined, detach a little bit to move past this issue, but not in such a way where you're detached and you're repressing emotions. But sometimes through your adversity, you kind of need to just hunker down and get through it. All right. Love. I commit to the practice of seeing good in all things. So it's interesting because the one that sort of it flipped as I was shuffling, but it didn't actually fall out, was balance. And one of the big things that I've been hearing a lot of in terms of readings for the collective and things like that is all about balance. And it's about balancing your masculine and your feminine energies. And so here we have a jumper card. Trust the niggle. What is that niggling feeling trying to tell you? And so it's interesting because, the Emperor is more of that strong head space. The Empress is more of that strong heart space. And so, with adversity and needing to overcome it, this is also the reminder of love and, how do you balance all of that? So this Emperor energy, and maybe that's where you're standing right now, is that you're standing maybe a little bit too much in that headspace, trying to go with that whole, I'm just going to power through this and get over it type of situation. And you might be being called upon to show a little bit more love and compassion to the situation. So I'll pull one since the Trust the Niggle was a jumper card. Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? I skipped over the Gaia card. I was looking down. I'm like, wait a second, there's not enough cards down here. So if you knew that you were supported, what would you do? If you knew everybody would be okay, that everything was going to be fine, what choices would you make in your life? And that's kind of one of those important ones when you start to think about like, why are you doing what you're doing? Are you doing it out of fear that someone else's feelings are going to be hurt? Are you doing it out of fear that you'll disappoint someone? Maybe you're afraid for physical safety. Here's a jumper card. Sacred Journey, Life Cycles, Family Transformation. And I feel like that one's come out for air signs a few times in the last few weeks. Since I was a jumper, I'll pull a regular. Seems like there's a lot of jumper cards with the air signs. Zen Garden, Inner Sanctuary. And so some of this is it seems like there's, maybe some cycle of your life is happening right now. And, that's your adversity that you're trying to overcome. But listen to your intuition, and your intuition is going to guide you in terms of which direction you need to go. So if you feel like you're kind of at a crossroads, and maybe it's, how do I proceed here, when you have the Emperor energy and it's adversity and love, and then that balance card that popped up a little bit, maybe that's part of where you're trying to, trust the niggle and figure out, what do you do? How do you respond? Do you respond in head space? Do you respond in heart space? What is the answer? What's the right way to go? All right. And fire signs, I guess maybe that with the balance card having come out, maybe the answer is a little bit of both, and figuring out how you balance the two. All right, so our fire signs are Aries, Leo, Sag. The Hanged Man. And so that's that card about self-reflection, and it's kind of that self-imposed quiet time. Like, you're putting yourself in a timeout where you're pondering change and adjustments, and, seeing things from a different perspective. In the Rider-Waite deck, the figure is actually hanging upside down from a tree. With their hands tied behind their back, I think. So it's very much, the imagery in that one is very much like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I'm literally just here, hanging here upside down. And the benefit to that, though, is getting to see things from a different perspective, getting to look at life a little bit differently and figure out, okay, rather than hanging here, really, what am I being called to do? And since it is with the Hanged Man, that figure is there. It's not just a temporary, 5 seconds, let me get out of this, but it's like, you're there trying to figure out what to do. And if you have to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation to figure out what to do, that's kind of what you need to do to get yourself onto the right path. If you only let yourself sit in the discomfort for a couple of minutes, you're probably not going to figure it out, because you're not sitting there long enough to really weigh all of your options. All right, let's take a look at the Gaia card. Apprehension, moving out into the world, doubt and fear. So this could be that, you've been sitting here thinking about, what should I do? I don't know what I should do. And you're apprehensive about, like, okay, I think I need to go in this direction, but what if it doesn't work out? What if this? What if that? I'm scared I'm going to alienate people. I'm scared I'm going to hurt people's feelings, and all of that. But at some point, it's your life, and you're the only one living in your shoes. So you need to make the best decision you can for you, and kind of move forward, especially if this is something that's been on your plate for a while to deal with. The outcome won't change if you're making the same decisions all the time. All right, your soul journey card is health. I will honor the physical vessel that contains, or that enshrines my soul. So with that, that's a good reminder, get out into nature. And some of it, even, when we talk about that, a lot of times it's, and this is saying your physical vessel, but remembering, jumper card, leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. It's a great card. Take that leap. If you've been sitting here, I don't really know. There's your message. You're scared, but take that leap. And, so some of this back on this physical health, remember that there is a very strong connection between mind and body. And I'll pull a regular card, since that leap card was a jump. It says, yes, just say yes. So I think that's a pretty clear message that whatever it is that you're sitting here and you're worried about, you're scared about, you've been deliberating, do I do this? Do I not do that? I don't know. The answer is coming to you. Yes, do it. It's always scariest when you're standing there on the edge and you're looking over going, oh, I don't know. What should I do? What should I do? Because if I do this, it could be this. If I do this, it could be this. If I come down off the ledge, then what does that mean? And so at some point it's like, all right, just go, just do it, just do it. But with the physical health part, like I was starting to say, there's such a huge connection between mind and body, and stress is the biggest killer because it causes all sorts of other physical problems. It causes heart problems, and you know, that can be such a terrible thing for your physical body. So even though if it's like, oh, but it's a mental thing, you know, I just need to work on it. I just need to think more positive thoughts. Okay, well, yes, thinking positive thoughts will help. But if you're in a situation that's constantly causing you stress, that is going to have a huge impact on your physical body. And, you know, even though it might be scary as you're standing there, like with this just say yes card, look at the guides and the angels, and all three of them are there. All three of them have your back. They're looking at it in, you know, from different directions, and they're telling you, just say yes. Just take that leap and have faith that the divine will catch you, the universe will catch you, and you know, it's one of those things. Once you at least take that step, then you can start saying, okay, what are the next steps in my life? What are the next things that I need to do to line up going somewhere? But you know, you don't want to just keep being stagnant because it's like, but what if this, but what if this, but what if this? Because eventually some of these other options, and maybe you're waiting for some of these other options to disappear so that you don't have a decision to make, but you could also be, you know, shooting yourself in the foot by not taking some of those leaps. So definitely keep that in mind as you're pondering whatever situation is dogging you right now. Yes, I know you're apprehensive, but the universe is saying, yes, the time's right. Take that leap and have faith and trust that things will be okay. So I hope that you found today's reading to be helpful and that part of it has resonated with you. But as always, take only what resonates. And I wish you joy and peace on your journey and some boldness, and go out and get your life path. Until next time.